Hey guys, Julian here with another installment of Juju Reviews, and today we're not going to be doing a review. We're going to be talking about some big news that happened in moviedom, or superhero comic book moviedom anyway. Now first, I want to thank you guys thanks a lot for watching all of my videos. For those of you guys who've been supporting me, subscribing, hitting that like button, thank you a lot. I've hit a milestone today, 100 subscribers. Yes, it's so cool to just say that, 100 subscribers. The reason why I'm really excited is because I get to change my URL, because for some reason I said I needed 100 subscribers to get a new URL. Now I can change it from that awkward whatever that is, and now I can actually have an actual name, so you don't feel too hesitant to click on my links when I put them up for my video. So thanks a lot. Keep watching my videos, guys, and I have a lot more content for you to come. And remember, spread the word. Let's keep this subscriber train going, shall we? All right, so first off, I was really hesitant on making a video today because I had just got back from work. I'm super tired, don't know why. I mean, it could be the McDonald's. I don't know. But either way, I said, hey, I ain't doing nothing today, and there was some big news to come out today. And this has to do with the Spider-Man Homecoming movie that's done by Disney Marvel. Now, as you may know, there's a lot of shakeups in the Spider-Man history with these movies that are coming out. Something that hasn't been done before, but it's been done a little bit, but not to the extent that they're trying to do it now. They're trying to keep Peter Parker in high school for the majority of this movie, if not all of it, which is true to the Spider-Man character. Peter Parker is a high school student. He was a high schooler for a very long time in the comic books, and rightfully so, he should be this way in this movie. The biggest change is what we saw in Captain America Civil War when we got our first glimpse of Aunt May, played by Marissa Tomei. And let me tell you, she was fun. Got me feeling all weird about Aunt May, like, dang girl. Now we got a bunch of casting confirmations of this movie. You got the Vulture being played by Michael Keaton, but then we got some other big name talent like Donald Glover, who's reportedly gonna be playing a teacher, which is, I think that sounds cool. You got Tony Revolverio, pretty much a nerdy kid from Dope and the bellhop from Grand Budapest Hotel. He's actually gonna be playing Flash Thompson, which, if you know who Flash Thompson is, he's this big hulking bully of a guy. If you want a reference, you guys know Alcide from True Blood. He was the original Flash Thompson, and that dude was huge. You want to take it to Flash Thompson from the old Amazing Spider-Man 2 movie, he looked like this. You see that? This guy could kick your butt. And then to go from all that to this little guy, it's different. But one of the characters who was the biggest mystery of this whole thing was when Zendaya was casted. For those of you who are not familiar with Zendaya, she is more famous for playing this character on the Disney Channel show called Casey Undercover. I personally never watched the show, but apparently a lot of my younger cousins like it. But she was a big mystery coming in. It was reportedly confirmed at first that she was playing this character named Michelle. So Peter being in high school, I was honestly thinking that this was a character that Peter would be secretly in love with, but they were actually friends and they didn't want to hurt the friendship, and then the homecoming plot revolved around this homecoming dance. This is just me working my own fan fiction into it, but I just thought that she was just going to be a close friend to Peter that had a big role but nothing to really harp over in the long run. So the rap reportedly confirms that Zendaya is going to be playing, you ready, Mary Jane Watson in Spider-Man Homecoming. Now, for those of you who know anything about Spider-Man, everybody knows that Spider-Man's main squeeze is Mary Jane, the redhead, fiery, sassy woman who's there with him through thick and thin. Now, we didn't get a glimpse of her in the Amazing Spider-Man 1 or 2, but we did get a lot of her in the first Sam Raimi Spider-Man films, played by Kirsten Dunst. And honestly, I think Kirsten Dunst did a very bang-up job of what she did with that role. She was Mary Jane for me in live-action form. Something that Mary Jane is known for is her fiery red hair, and Zendaya doesn't have that type of hair. So you can just imagine the hate that this is gonna get already. Oh, Mary Jane doesn't have red hair. This isn't Mary Jane. This is a wannabe imposter and blah, 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 blah. The signature of Mary Jane is her fiery red hair. I get it. She's a Caucasian person. I get it. But does her character really call for having red hair? Does that really say a lot about her character? As I'm saying this, I'm really trying to think of a time in the comic books where Spider-Man, her having red hair actually mattered to the overall story or her overall identity. It's an iconic way of how she looks, but there's some characters who have changed complete races. Nick Fury started off as white and now everybody likes him better as a black dude. If Zendaya wants to still bring that sassy person who can take care of herself demeanor while also being that solace that Peter needs, I'm fine with it. Now, the big question coming out of this is Marvel doing this for the sake of diversity? Now, it's one thing to have a character who is diverse and ethnic, but it's another thing to make them ethnic for the sake of people just asking you to do it. Kind of makes it feel like you're doing it like tokenism, that's the word I'm looking for. You don't want to do tokenism because then it's not like you're giving the role to a person of color because they deserve this role, but because you need a box that you need to check. What you should be doing is checking the best actress for this role and then casting accordingly. Now, my main concern with this whole thing is that because of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, it has greatly affected the Marvel comic book universe. You can totally tell that Captain America is now Sam Wilson because, you know, contract disputes and things that are going on in real life, the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Chris Evans may not always be Captain America, but Anthony Mackie is willing to do as many movies as it takes, meaning that leaves it wide open for him to take on that Captain America role, like the comic books. Now, you want to say like the comic books, but you got to realize that the comic books are like the movies. It's the same thing with how Loki looks. Loki has had a couple of looks throughout the years, but he looks like Tom Hiddleston in the comic books right now because Tom Hiddleston looks like Tom Hiddleston in real life. The movies are designed to get people into the comic books, and the comic books are designed for those people who are getting into the movies to jump on something that they know about. So it's kind of that synergy thing that's happening here that makes it accessible for all parties. Now, what does this mean for Mary Jane? Well, since Mary Jane is not going to be played by a traditional redhead or somebody wearing a redhead wig, that means that we might be seeing a change in Mary Jane's character in the comic books. So the next, who knows, the next Mary Jane that we might see might not have that red hair. She might be darker skinned. The current Iris West in the Flash movie is going to be black, just like how Iris West from Flash is in the TV show. And you can tell they're moving towards that because New 52 Iris West is now black when she was traditionally white. So this is a slippery slope that is just gonna keep happening for the sake of diversity. Now, I just want to say that I hope that they be careful with this type of thing, because with all these characters that are becoming characters that we know and love, like Riri Williams becoming Iron Man and Amadeus Cho becoming the new Hulk, you know that you're not going to keep these original characters on the sidelines for long. Like, you're saying they're going to change, but let's just face it, they're not. So what happens when you bring those characters back? Now, do you have 2 Iron Man? Do you have 2 Hulks? Do you have 2 Spider-Man? Why not make a new character that is, you know, ethnic, and then have them have their own stories that stand on their own merits by themselves? Because once they come back, I know you're not going to double down on these things and you're just going to toss these characters out. Then people are going to accuse you of just using these characters to get the ethnic vote. Anyway, I'm digressing from this whole Mary Jane thing. I mean, honestly, this could be an exercise about the Marvel Cinematic Universe saying they don't give a about your problems. Have you seen Aunt May?
Ooh, she's hot.
Yeah, they don't care. They could pretty much make Squirrel Girl at this point and you'll still buy the ticket. I don't think right at this point it matters whether Zendaya's playing Mary Jane or not. I don't think it matters if Meryl Streep was going to play Mary Jane. You're still going to buy that ticket. What do you think about this? Do you think that Mary Jane should be played by a more traditional actress, somebody who's redhead or can work the redhead, someone who's Caucasian? You let me know. Do you think Zendaya will play a really great Mary Jane? I think so. If you guys have any other thoughts, if you guys have anything else you want me to talk about, remember to put the comments in the box down there. And remember, I'm a dude in his room talking to a camera.